Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So obviously we are watching Bitcoin as we do climb the ranks above $31,000. Obviously we're not going to get too excited until, Bitcoin is back over like 33K. I am, waiting for that nice move to like $33,000 to $34,000 on Bitcoin before ultimately coming down and retesting some nice liquidity at around roughly the 27K zone, 27.7K to be exact. But obviously the daily candle closes are pretty significant, and we definitely are watching that closely. But today I actually want to talk to you guys about $156 trillion. And yes, yesterday I did make a little bit of a video on this discussion. It was with, cross-border payment solutions and things like that. I also talked to you guys a little bit about what Congress was talking about, and I told you guys that I would do a little bit of a deeper dive in on this PDF file because it is pretty significant when you actually look at it. So obviously, yes, $156 trillion. That's the estimated SME contribution to cross-border payments by 2022. Now, the significance about this and what I really want to talk to you guys about within this is actually how much this is going to continue to balloon in terms of value. And we actually do have from investing.com themselves talking about the global cross-border payments market basically projected to reach $156 trillion in 2022. According to the Bank of England, this amount will balloon to about $250 trillion by 2027. Cross-border transactions, take place through channels such as SWIFT, which provides secure messaging services to redirect transactions through a variety of banks. And of course, there is over 11,000 participant banks and financial institutions signed on that do transmit about 42 million messages a day and transact about roughly $5 trillion per day as well. Now, again, we talk about this and we talk about crypto and where we could basically head to. They are mentioning Ripple XRP down here. Ripple XRP is a leading payment network that utilizes blockchain technology to provide instant, secure, and reliable international transactions to individuals as well as institutions. It has already partnered with numerous financial institutions in Asia, which sees a major growth market. Ripple can facilitate payments not just in XRP, but also in other cryptocurrencies, fiat currencies, and other commodities. And they, continue to talk about things. We do see down here, crypto could get complicated too. It's highly unlikely that a single payment network or blockchain is going to monopolize the, global cross-border payments market. And I don't believe that we will see that. I don't believe that it's just going to be XRP. I think that there's going to be a ton of other players within this, and they actually are mentioning Zinfin down here for an example. But I definitely do believe that a ton of blockchain, technologies in terms of these major DLT networks are essentially going to be at the forefront of the future system. We do see down here, making things even more complicated, there will be, dozens of central bank digital currencies. A lot of these will be built out on ledger technologies. I've always mentioned that. According to the BIS, over 80 central banks are on track to launch their own CBDCs. And of course, we continue to see major updates within this area. I do believe that when we talk about SWIFT, it's not going to be focused on, SWIFT anymore. We're not going to be in a centric SWIFT system going forward. I think that right now we're basically seeing that pivotal moment in time, and I do think that when we talk about things happening over in like Russia, for an example, I think that that was a major streamline of, us moving away from the SWIFT system. And I think that when we talk about things happening right now around, again, payment networks and payment solutions, I do think that crypto is basically in the spotlight. And this is also why I continue to stack crypto. Because again, this is a $156 trillion market, which is projected to reach $250 trillion in 5 years alone, which is pretty significant. And when we talk about SMEs, we know that, right now, Ripple is basically focused on this area. They're saying, 70% of small businesses state that accepting new forms of digital payments is fundamental to growth in 2022. So over 70% of these, companies are willing to accept digital payments and get into crypto. And of course, we do see, the major pain points here in terms of SMEs, visibility, traceability, speed, cost. We do see 2 to 5 days to settle on average. We could absolutely change this. $30 to $100 plus cost per transaction. It's absolutely ridiculous in terms of these fees, and these are SMEs. These are not massive payment giants. So when we talk about that, it is significant. Then 4 to 6% international payment error rate as well, which again is pretty significant. Now, of course, I've talked to you guys yesterday about Vasho accounts. They are mentioned in those up here as well within this. Again, I don't want to talk too much about the same thing that I did talk about yesterday. If you guys do want to go check that video out, you guys are more than welcome to. But I definitely do believe that at the end of the day, we will see financial institutions continuing to, ape into some of these major payment networks and these payment solutions because of the fundamental, foundation that they are basically building. We do see our financial institutions can grow their bottom line by effectively solving for the cross-border payment challenges SMEs face. And we do see down here basically the blockchain versus correspondent banking structure. We have bank A to bank basically this is A to D, and then we also do have A to D down here, and it's basically just one massive, correspondent banking channel that we basically have here. But we do see by cutting out the middlemen in the correspondent banking system, blockchain-powered payments increase speed and reduce costs for providers and SMEs. Now, of course, those middlemen are the ones that are basically the bottom feeders right now. And this is also why I've said this is exactly why XRP has been specifically targeted. We're basically destroying a monopoly that's been put in place for years. So when you kind of go after something like that, you kind of put a target on your back. And I do think that that is exactly what happened. But we do see down here, this ultimately opens up new corridors for financial institutions to solve SME-specific problems and acquire new customers utilizing crypto-forward solutions. And obviously, in terms of what Ripple is trying to do here, free up working capital. That's those Vasho accounts. Offer lower cost payments. Send faster payments. 24/7, 365, and then of course expand into new markets. And that's basically what they are doing here. And of course, you guys could read a little bit more about this if you want. But for the most part, we kind of covered everything here. I think that when we talk about the gap that we are going to basically see filled by Ripple, it's going to be significant, especially in the dollar figure amount. Now, of course, we've been seeing a lot of people, throwing out some price predictions for XRP, and we actually do see our ex-Ripple developer Matt Hamilton predicts XRP will hit $100 at some point in time. Now, the funny thing about this is I actually want to talk to you guys a little bit about $100 per XRP. So first off, a lot of people think that $100 XRP is it's impossible to happen. It's never going to happen because of market cap, because of this, because of that. I want you guys to understand that market cap does not matter. The way that everyone is trying to foresay, hey, we can't go to X amount of price because of course, market cap, it's kind of ridiculous. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about it here shortly. So let's actually talk about this. So first off, here's the context of this. It wasn't him saying, a specific price prediction in general. We are seeing him actually quote Max Walker-Williams, which I've actually, talked to Max Walker-Williams here and there. Incredible individual and incredible content. But he was also talking about basically why you should be focused on Ripple and why XRP could go to $100. We do see over here, no, you are missing the point. You are suggesting XRP could hit a market cap of $5 trillion. That's more than double Apple's market cap. That is ludicrous. XRP is literally a worthless entry on a centralized database. By releasing a video that suggests this, you are promoting a scam. And of course, when we talk about a lot of the individuals that talk about XRP, it's comical that we are still continuously seeing this centralized, scam, if you will, being pushed in terms of talk around XRP. It's just comical to me that people still realize XRP is a scam or a centralized token instead of actually doing their own research and understanding the fundamental success that XRP could have within the future financial system. We do see centralized database. Okay, so future valuations are very much subjective and no one has a crystal ball, but pretending you don't know the difference between a blockchain and a centralized database is not going to help your assessment of things. The XRP ledger is decentralized, and we do see, okay, we could disagree on that. Do you support his prediction of $100 XRP? What makes you think that XRP, ledger is centralized database? You know about blockchain, or you know how blockchains work, right? I don't make price predictions, but I don't see why XRP couldn't hit $100 at some point in time. Just question of time. If you said in 2009 that Bitcoin would hit $60,000, you'd be laughed at. And honestly, what I want to talk to you guys a bit about in terms of this price prediction is it's pretty comical, right? $5 trillion, in terms of market valuation for XRP. It's nothing too insignificant. I've talked to you guys about the fundamental success that XRP would have as a settlement or bridge token on RippleNet, and the reasoning behind that is we kind of go back in time to 2020, right? So yesterday, like I said, I was talking to you guys about Nostro Vostro accounts, $27 trillion. That's pretty significant. It's whatever, though, in terms of the actual overall market size that we are going after, it's hundreds and hundreds of trillions of dollars. For an example, I always share with you guys the cross-border payment scene, $250 trillion, or currently $156 trillion, which is pretty significant. But we actually look at what the fundamental breakdown of what XRP is actually doing within the payment scheme, and you can really kind of see the potential here. So we do see here, did you know Ripple's on-demand liquidity, solution, on-demand liquidity, that utilizes XRP can cut the Nostro Vostro liquidity and treasury operations cost, which represent the 61% on average of total fees in every cross-border transaction. Shout out to Panos for this, but yes, honestly, when we talk about the scope here, it is significant because as a major, corporation, right? You look at the fees, and if I told you, okay. So again, we've talked about this with RippleNet and XRP, and we've actually discussed exactly why XRP will be utilized in almost every single transaction on RippleNet. So you have something like RippleNet that could save you 30%. Now, if I came to you, say for so you're a corporation, and you're doing, I don't know, roughly maybe $1 trillion per year in transactions, and you're paying 61% fees. Okay, we'll just say all right, well, we'll say, your fee base is, whatever amount that you're basically getting charged on every single transaction, which adds up, especially in terms of $1 trillion in valuation. Now, what if I told you, okay, you could save 33% or you could save 61%? Which one are you going to go with? You are obviously going to go with the no-brainer solution on the 61%, savings. That's the difference between utilizing RippleNet with XRP and utilizing just RippleNet. RippleNet only saves you roughly around 30-some percent, which is significant, but with XRP, you get an additional over almost 30% savings, and you also get instant settlement. Instant settlement is key here. This is why I say that XRP is a huge opportunity within this market. I also do think that the fundamental utility behind it is groundbreaking. And this is also why I always try to focus on the solutions that they are building. That's why when we talk about XRP having, say, we'll say like a $5 trillion market cap, I know that it seems like a lot because we kind of compare and contrast it to traditional assets. We compare it to, like, for an example, Apple, right? Apple is a suggestive, corporation, if you will, that's not really kind of solving a major problem like Ripple is, doing here. We talk about Apple as, software. For an example, they have, phones, they have consumer products, and of course they have an operating system. But at the forefront of things, it's nothing compared to what Ripple is actually doing here with XRP. RippleNet combined with XRP will ultimately change the entire landscape and revolutionize the current financial system. And it's not hopium or anything like that. It's actually the truth. And when we talk about, things happening, we bring up statistics. We bring up factual evidence around this. And when you talk about the payment friction that we have in our current market, we will essentially get to that point. You could read things about, the overall breakdown on cross-border payments. For example, the estimated cost of globally transmitting $200 is 6.5%. That is significant, and in some countries, it goes as high as 10%. The high cost and slow speeds of transactions have forced users to look for faster and cheaper alternatives to the legacy methods. And this is, of course, cross-border payments utilizing crypto. I want you guys to understand that crypto is the new way. When we talk about revolutionization, we will see crypto basically at the forefront of this. And I want you guys to understand that it's not, at the end of the day, hopium or shilling or anything. When you look at what Ripple is trying to do here, they are solving major, pain points. Settlement is the biggest thing here. Settlement in seconds, not days. And yes, you could, see this on many other networks within crypto. Settlement is huge. You could settle payments within, other networks within crypto. But again, the only thing that really kind of sets, the bar as high as possible is having something where you basically replace the liquidity system that is, again, Swift, the Nostro Vostro accounts. When you get into things like that and on-demand liquidity, that's the major game-changing model. That's also like the major game-changing model around things like quant as well. Patent technology that is ultimately changing the entire broad landscape of the payment infrastructure. But we do look down here, and you guys can see exactly where they are focused on within cross-border payments. Obviously, yes, they are centric on SMEs, but they are focused on institutional-grade clients as well. And we do see why industry leaders choose our cross-border payment solution. And we will continue to see this solution being pushed. And we do see down here the cross-border payment solution works, right? This is sending institution. You get XRP as the bridge currency, and it ultimately does its transaction. And then you see the receiving institution, and this gets pushed to its beneficiaries. When we talk about this, this is done in seconds, settled in seconds. And of course, many clients of theirs are basically saying, Ripple solution has significantly reduced the cost and delivery time, for cross-border transactions, and our customers are seeing the benefits. We also do see even Navati, right? Ripple enables us to create a faster settling, transaction. Our B2B customers are able to get more surety and speed on transactions for their clients. And then also even Tranglo, massive giants here. With Ripple Solution, we are able to strengthen our cash flow position, moving funds quickly and securely at a lower cost than, again, existing banking routes. This is the major game changer here. I'm trying to, kind of highlight that. But when we talk about existing banking routes, basically when we talk about things happening within the legacy system, we know it's inefficient. We know that it has failed to work properly. That's why when we look at what Ripple has been building, they are setting up a massive global bridge to this settlement system. They are essentially building out, I don't want to put any specific words on it, but when we talk about, a modern age Swift, they basically are becoming that. And everybody will continue to, say, all right, well, Ripple is, centralized. It's this, it's that. It's never going to go to this dollar figure amount because of market cap. But I think that those individuals are going to be proven wrong. The same way that, Bitcoin proved so many individuals wrong in its time. Ethereum proving individuals wrong. We look at things happening in this market, and it doesn't take long until value is truly seen. We've seen Bitcoin hit $1 trillion in market cap. We added $1 trillion to the crypto market cap in 1 quarter. When we talk about where we are headed, crypto has barely scratched the surface on where this market is actually truly headed in terms of market capitalization. And when we talk about a lot of these assets within the space like XRP, you got to realize that XRP has stayed in the top 10 within this market while having an SEC lawsuit under its belt, essentially. And it's probably one of the most hated assets in the space because everybody does think it's centralized. But when you look at the technology behind it, you almost have to be, I really do think that you have to be, misinformed, or, you just have not done your research enough to understand XRP's value. Because once you do a little bit of a deep dive on XRP, it really kind of opens the door, and you really kind of realize exactly where we are headed in terms of XRP's value. And I know that for a lot of individuals, it has been frustrating to see a lot of the things kind of, I would say, when we talk about like the SEC timeline and things like that being kind of pushed and delayed, it is frustrating. But I want you guys to understand that, things don't happen overnight. This is one massive journey. And I want you guys to understand that XRP was targeted for a specific reason. And that's because the solution does work. We are cutting out those middlemen that are making massive amounts of money off of this specific payment flow. And we are disrupting that. So, when you talk about why XRP was, chosen, if you will, or targeted, you could really kind of see why. So, with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all, have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.